August 17, 2024. My name is George. I'm just some random guy, 34 years young, living in California. And I quit. I quit life. I'm done. I I worked in a career that I was not happy about for 10 years, 10 full years. And I'm done. I don't know how others can do it. I don't know how other people can work for so long in a job that they do not enjoy, but I don't want to play this game anymore. And so I quit. I was driving around aimlessly and I found a shady spot, so now I'm parked and decided just to make this video. Not sure what I want to say, except that I quit life. I'm done. I was laid off from my job in January. I worked as a scientist for 10 years and I was making great money, but I was not happy doing what I was doing, contributing to the production of drugs, cancer drugs. And then it was 10 years stuck in lab and then mindlessly just doing things that don't make sense to me, that I don't have value in, that's also against my values. So I got laid off, but instead of finding another position as a scientist, I just decided to up and go and quit. I quit my career. I studied college to get the degree in physiology, which is a type of biology studying the structure and function of organs. And I studied that for health because I am passionate in health. But I didn't want to get into pre-med or medical school. But then in my lab courses, I was good at dissection, dissection. So I just went with that. But it's not something I enjoy. It makes good money. Doing animal testing and all, and making drugs. It makes good money because the biotech industry is very hot in the Bay Area. And that's where I was working. But I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to work for another 10 years, 20 years doing that. Because even in the very first year I did it, it broke my heart. I come from a Buddhist family, and in growing up, my parents taught me not to kill bugs, ants, spiders. So whenever I see like an ant or spider in like the bathtub, I would take a cup and then just catch them and just release them into the backyard. And then I was very good at not killing things. And then when I was studying in college and doing dissections, the animals were already euthanized. But when I started working in the industry, I had to be the one euthanizing animals, taking the life of the animal. And for what? To make drugs, to help heal people, right? People were saying, this, George, even though you don't like it, it's a very noble cause. You're helping humanity. Sometimes we have to sacrifice things to help people. But that never sat well with me. Taking another life to help another person. Taking an animal's life to help a person. So in my first year of working in this type of work, I was constantly depressed. I was going through cognitive dissonance, and I was compartmentalizing because had I not done that, I would break down. I couldn't function. So I had to split myself, split my mind. One is for work mindlessly and just do the work, make the money. And the other part, go home and then just pretend nothing happened, right? It was like that for a whole year. And then eventually I was desensitized. I adapted to it and I got used to it. And so I would just do the work and just consider it as pure work. No morals, no anything. Just do the work and go into work, do the work, and go home. And that's what I did every day for 10 years. But I don't accept it. And I refuse to do it. I refuse to continue. Growing up as a child, I was always curious. I was always like a philosopher, always asking why this, why that. And one of the topics that I am very, very fascinated about is health and how to live a long, healthy life. And my questions concerned what is health? What is the nature of health? What is the nature of disease? Why do people experience chronic illnesses? Why do more and more people these days, even at young age, suffering from acne, eczema, diabetes, cancer? And then in older age, why do people have Alzheimer's, dementia, and just a bunch of other things, joint problems? My parents would say it's natural because, when we get old, our body just breaks down. It's just part of aging. Yeah, I can accept that, kind of. But what about the people who exercise, sleep well, meditate, eat a proper diet? They seem to function. They seem to have a body that functions very well in general. So to me, even though they have a certain age, but their physiological body seems to be functioning at a younger age, right? So I see that these people who adopt healthy lifestyle habits, they're actually younger. Or should I say, perhaps they're able to reverse their age or slow down their aging. So how does this relate to disease? I'm going all over the place right now. I think people have it backwards. I think people think that health and sickness are two separate things. And then when we get sick, it's random. And it's not really related to health. But the truth is, sickness doesn't cause bad health. It's the other way around. When we have bad health, where we get sick, it's not because someone else caused us to get sick. It's because our health is bad. Our lifestyle choices are bad. The things we're exposed to are bad. And it causes us to be sick. And is this the case for like diseases like cancer and Alzheimer's? So I'm currently living a life free from chronic illnesses. At 34 years, a lot of my peers experience acne, eczema, allergies, headaches, joint problems. Some have obesity, diabetes, I hear of people who have cancer much younger than me as well. So this isn't magic. This isn't something that I'm lucky. I figured out what is the nature of health, the nature of disease, and I apply this knowledge to my life. And why am I talking about this? Is I worked in a career for 10 years making drugs, and I always wonder, why do drugs have side effects and why don't drugs really cure people? Why do drugs only temporarily help people alleviate their symptoms, but then they would relapse? Like cancer. Why do people who take cancer drugs heal temporarily, but then relapse with more cancer afterwards? And I found out why. Because there's no such thing as cancer drugs. What we call cancer drugs I help make it. What we call cancer drugs are actually protein drugs. And these protein drugs, they target a specific protein found on cancer cells. But the thing is, cancer cells are actually normal cells that have become dysfunctional. So the normal cells also share the same proteins that the cancer cells have. So basically, the drug isn't targeting just the cancer cells, it's targeting all the cells that have that same protein. So instead of calling it a cancer drug, it's better to call it something protein drug, because that's what it is. It's not targeting a specific cancer. It's targeting groups of cells that have that protein, regardless if it's a healthy cell or a cancerous cell. And this is the same case for all the drugs that we have in this world. These drugs that have these labels like, oh, it's for this, it's for that. No, it actually targets the entire general group of cells. And that's why there are side effects. That's why the healthy cells get damaged too, because they're being targeted as well. That's the side effect. It's not a side effect, it's actually the main effect. But that doesn't heal people, because it never addresses the root cause of why people have cancer, or why people have acne or diabetes or Alzheimer's, osteoporosis. These are all names of diseases that actually I found out that they all have the same root cause. And then when you look on the internet and then you Google these diseases, usually what I see is unknown cause this, unknown cause that. We're advancing very rapidly in terms of science and technology that it is so ridiculous to still be in the dark with the root causes of such a very important subject. As the years go by, you see there are more and more people sick these days. But why isn't the root cause known? The thing is, it is already. Because your health is a business, okay? We live in a corporate society that operates on people being sick so that certain companies can benefit and sell their products to you and have you come back to purchase their product over and over again, because these products, they don't fully heal you. They just temporarily alleviate your pain, because they address the symptoms and not the root cause. That's why these products will never cure you. In this society, the government, the pharmaceutical companies, the hospital, they're all corporate. If a doctor, so doctors in hospitals, they were educated in school about what is health, what is nutrition, what is how to be a medical doctor. But the things taught in school, the problem is schools are also owned by corporations. So what is taught in school is determined by the curriculum, the programs. And then as a teacher, if you don't follow the curriculum, you would probably get fired. Now, for the doctors who are students of schools, they come out and they work in a hospital, they also have to follow a protocol from the hospital. And then if they don't follow this protocol, they will be shamed or they will be let go. And the protocol says you have to prescribe this and that, this drug and this, that, whenever a patient mentions the symptom here and there. But let's say there's a doctor who found out how to heal people, because he found out that when people adopt healthy lifestyle habits like exercising, eating proper diet, and good sleep, people are able to recover faster, be resilient, they're able to heal their problems. And then let's say the doctor studied these things, lifestyle habits, specific lifestyle habits, and found out there are certain lifestyle habits that actually really help people with these types of diseases. The thing is, this doctor cannot really tell his or her patient this information unless this doctor is willing to risk his career. Because the hospital and the doctor cannot make money if the patients are healed. If they're healed, the patients will not come back. They're done. They don't need to come back. There's no reason why. They don't have to be in the hospital anymore. They're done. So you see, there's a incentive, a material incentive for businesses to have people stay sick, to have the education system tell people that, you know, your sickness is random, is genetics, there's not much you can do, you have to take drugs, you have to depend on the drugs, and you have to keep taking it throughout your entire life until your deathbed. But I'll tell you this, I'm 34 years. I'm living a life free of chronic illnesses. I had acne, I had eczema, I had allergies, I had headaches and things like that. I had problems growing up. But because I learned why I had them, because I learned what I was doing in my life, my lifestyle choices that were contributing to these illnesses, that once I learned these things, I was able to reverse them. I was able to cure myself of these things. Because once you know the root cause of these things, you're able to heal. You don't have to rely on drugs. I don't take drugs. I'm not vaccinated. Okay? I don't take allergy meds or anything like that. Those things don't heal you. In fact, they worsen your health and they make you dependent on them. So I worked in the industry for 10 years and I was not happy. It's against my morals to be taking the lives of animals to make drug products that don't even actually save people. They don't. They may appear to, but people would just relapse and get sick again and they'll have to be dependent on drugs wherever. But it doesn't have to be that way. And I'm living proof of that. And not just me, other people who I studied are living proof of that. There are communities of people who understand what health is and they've healed themselves. So I quit. I don't want to work as a scientist anymore. And now I work in retail because, gives me more freedom. It's not against my morals and just making some side income while I figure things out and remake my life. I quit my old life and then I'm starting over. And it's okay. I'd rather start over now than wait any longer. I don't want to die with regrets. Perhaps I can say I have regret for being stuck for 10 years and then, not doing the things I really want to do in life until now. But it's okay. I still have my health. I still have my life. I still have the abilities to make my own choices. I still have energy. I can redo everything. I can remake my life. And this time I'll do it in a way that aligns with my own values, my own goals. So I'm passionate about health. What I want to do is spread the knowledge about health. And so I started making videos about health. And I only started last month. My goal is to make 100 videos within a year. And then go from there. So even though I work retail right now, it feels like a downgrade, but it's actually okay. I'm surprised I'm okay with it because I'm not suffering anymore. I'm not doing things that are against my morals. in the retail place, I'm very open-minded and humble. I get to work with young coworkers who are amazing human beings who have amazing dreams. One person, he's majoring in Japanese, and he says once he's graduated, he's gonna move to Japan with his friends. Okay, we're in America right now. He's gonna move to Japan after he graduates with his friends, American friends, and they're gonna open up a ramen shop. And I have another coworker who's majoring in psychology, and he doesn't know what to do with it, and he's actually thinking about stopping, and then he wants to join the Peace Corps instead. And then I have another coworker who's studying nursing. So there's a lot of people I get to meet who have different dreams, different goals, and then I think one of the greatest thing that I get to experience in life is just meeting different people. Last year I went on a solo travel for the first time. I did a 7-day train ride across the states from San Francisco to Chicago to Seattle back to San Francisco, and it was my first train ride, and I have to say, as an introvert, I really love it. I got to see very beautiful nature through the window, and then I brought my health textbook, and I was just sitting there reading, and then during breakfast, lunch, and dinner time, I had to be seated with different strangers, and then it's scary because I'm not used to meeting new people, but actually it turned out very well because we shared stories. I met up with couples. I met up with families. I met up with this grandma who was solo traveling because she likes to solo travel, and then her husband also likes to solo travel, so they solo travel separately sometimes. It's very interesting. And I was also playing card games with this family as well. So, and then we exchanged numbers. I exchanged numbers with some of these people because their stories were so great. There's one guy who talks about traveling to Puerto Rico, and in not just Puerto Rico but everywhere. And what he does is he's an actor. He writes scripts and stories, and then he goes to different theaters and then acts there. It's very fascinating. He told me, George, if you ever come and visit Puerto Rico, definitely call me up. So I made new friends just because I got out of my comfort zone, and then I met new people. And so that's why I don't feel so bad working in retail. And then sometimes in life you have to take a step back so that you can actually move forward. And this is what I'm doing. I would say my main work right now is making videos about health and studying health. That's what I'm doing. My main job is no longer a biotech scientist. I'm a scientist outside of work. I'm a health scientist, and I make videos. I create content. That's my main work right now. It doesn't generate me any income at the moment, but I know as long as I continue doing this and I continue doing what I love, then everything should be fine. There's a lot of uncertainty about this, but I spent most of my life strategizing, planning, and for what? Just to be safe? What does safe get me? Safety gets me a home. Safety gets me a lot of money. Safety allows me to travel. Okay, all these sounds great, but deep down, how do I feel? How do I actually feel deep down? I'm not happy, and I'm done. I don't want to continue that. I want the house, I want the travel, I want the high income, but it doesn't have to be through working a job that I don't like. So I quit that. I'm going backwards. I'm gonna start over. I am starting over. I'm making videos now, studying health, and then at the moment, because I don't really have income, I'm working retail just to make a little bit for survival. this is the first time in my life I feel like I'm doing the right thing for myself. And I feel freedom. I feel fulfilled. And I feel scared because I don't know where this will lead to. Because I've never done anything like this. It's so unsafe, it's so risky. But I feel excited. I feel thrilled. This is something my heart, my soul has been wanting me to do for so long. And finally, I've woken up. The things that don't mean much to me, I'm letting them go. And the things that really matter to me, I'm making room for them. So I'm done planning. I'm done analyzing, planning so much, contemplating so much. I'm ready to live life. No more being overly strategic, looking at many steps ahead. Instead, just focusing on the present, one video at a time. Right now, I'm making one video per week. It's in a different channel. I have a separate channel for my health videos. But now that I have more free time, I can make more videos. Actually, so even though I was laid off in January, since January, I went back to school studying computer science online. And then I have always been very analytical, and I love logic a lot, critical thinking, problem solving. And so when I started learning Python, I really enjoyed it. I found that I really enjoy programming. I like the feeling of creatively translating my ideas into code. And it's like creative writing. You could write it in any style, any way. And then to see it work, to hit the run button and see that my art, my writing works. So the impact of the results, I can see it right away. It's really amazing. And if it doesn't work, I get to optimize it. I get to problem solve it. I get to figure out why it doesn't work. And I really like that. It's like figuring puzzles. I like puzzles. I like video games. And then once I have the code and it works, the next thing is making it look beautiful, aesthetically appealing. Because as an INFJ, I really like making things appear concise and pleasant for people to read, to use. I want to make it easier for people to be able to read my code. So I see programming as an art. It's a logical art. I really enjoy it, but it's not my priority. It's more like a hobby. And then I was studying it as a backup for switching career, because instead of being a biological scientist, I'm more willing to be a computer scientist. And I think I can do that. It's fun. I love it. It's just not a priority, because what's my main passion in life is health and making spreading awareness about health. So making content regarding health. And maybe I can combine the two. Maybe I could learn web development, make a whole platform for myself where I talk about who I am, what is health, just share my knowledge. I'll think about that. There are a lot of things I want to do. First thing first, be consistent with making the videos. So that's what I'm doing. Right now, I live in America. I don't have a relationship. I don't have much going on in my life. I do have debt, credit card debt, and loans to pay. I don't make enough money right now. I'm suffering you can say I'm suffering a lot, but what I feel right now is I feel I'm finally living. I don't have to keep doing things that don't align with my goals, don't align with my values. And I have a feeling that as long as I keep doing what I feel is right for myself, I'll get better at it. And the more I do it, the better I get, the more everything will resolve themselves. And I think that's how the universe works. The universe wants us to be living our dreams, to be living our desires, to listen to our intuition. What does our heart say? What does our soul say? Stop following what our mind says. Stop strategizing so much. Just let go, surrender. Just be, right? And then I've learned about these things for many years because I'm spiritual. For many years, I've understood what is health. I understood the concept of being authentic. But to actually embody it, to practice it, is a whole new level. And finally, I get to translate my wisdom into actuality. And I truly do believe that as long as I keep doing what I'm meant to do, then I will be taken care of by the universe. It's scary, but if I have to choose between living a life of regret and dying versus dropping everything that doesn't matter and just surrendering and then just following my heart, life is short. Life is too short to be living a lie. So I'm done. I quit. I'm starting over. Yeah, I'll see how things turn out a year from now. I'll see where I'll be at. Maybe I'll have 100 videos by then, and then I'll have products, books or courses. And then maybe there was at least one person whose life changes because of my content. I'm a perfectionist. So for a long time, I was scared to make videos because I want to make it perfect. I have to video edit and things like that. But I realized it's all for the ego. The whole reputation, the status, I dropped that. Now I drop perfectionism. It's all for the ego. I don't need those things. What is most important is getting the message out. My heart wants to get the health message out, and as long as it can change at least one person's life, I think that's all that matters. And already it's changing my life. So I think there we go. There it is. As such, this is it. There's a trend of people quitting these days, quitting their lifestyle and just restarting. Just search it up. Plenty of people on YouTube. And it inspired me a lot. I even Reddit search how to just up and go. And some people talk about how they just carry $400 and just leave and find odd jobs. Wherever they go, they come across a farm, they work on a farm, they come across Starbucks, they work at Starbucks. And they just go from place to place, couch surfing. There's a lot of people who are very brave And I think anyone can be brave, because everyone has desires. Everyone has like an inner child that they repress, that makes them unhappy because they're repressed. And that's why they're not authentic. That's why they're not living their authentic life. But because people are unhappy living a lie, they know it. They know they're living a lie. We know that we're not happy, and then that there's something we should be doing that we're not doing. And sometimes we have to suffer. Okay, we have to have that lesson come up again and again to remind us that we're not happy. This is not making us feel fulfilled. And then we suffer. And then sometimes it takes a person being pushed to a corner, like me, working 10 years in the industry against my morals, feeling consistently depressed and had to compartmentalize and be desensitized. And then also knowing that these products that I'm helping to contribute actually doesn't heal people, doesn't save people, but actually kills people. And then having the knowledge to help people, but yet not doing anything about it, right? And feeling a strong desire to help people, but not doing anything about it. I had suffered every single day of my life. And then most of my friends are my former coworkers. They're amazing. I love working with them. I like working at my company because the people there were amazing. I just don't like the system. I don't like the product. I don't like the corporate society. But the people, they're innocent. They're fun. They're my friends. But we don't see eye to eye. I have to hide a big part of myself because I see things differently. And it doesn't make sense for me to go and tell them what my perspectives are regarding health, because they're not going to get it, and we're going to clash, and just there's going to be arguments, and people are just going to be unhappy. I'm going to be unhappy. So I had to hide a very big part of myself working in that industry. But they're amazing people. I get to eat hot pot with them. I get to play board games with them. I get to take walks with them. They're great, and then I get to learn about their stories. But my path is different. And so I was pushed to a corner, and then feeling consistently lonely, even though I was surrounded by a lot of friends, because deep down I didn't feel connected. I didn't feel like I was connected with myself. I had to hide a part of myself. And now I let the industry go. I moved away. I'm far away from my friends. I do miss them. They're wondering how I'm doing. They're wondering if I'm okay. But even though it feels lonely doing what I'm doing right now, I was already alone, right? So what I'm saying is had to be pushed to a corner for me to force myself to let go of many things in my life and then start over. And even though I feel really alone now, but the thing is I'm more connected with myself. So I actually feel happier deeper inside. And I know that the more I finally show who I truly am, the more I work on the things I really enjoy and that have meaning for me, I'll be able to attract events and people who align with me, who align with my values. And maybe I'll inspire the people around me, my friends, who, even though they enjoy their work, I can tell some of them are looking for something else. And I think that's normal, that's okay, because as a human, I think we're just very curious creatures who are not meant to stay stuck in one thing. We're meant to learn all sorts of things and expose ourselves to different experiences, and that's how we grow. So perhaps by quitting and then doing the things I love, I'm able to inspire the people around me someday. Yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to say. It's 40 minutes. It's a pretty long video. I'm actually just trying to make short videos, like 10-minute videos, but I went over. I didn't I don't have a script, you can tell, and I'm just talking with whatever is coming into my mind, and I have my thoughts are everywhere. My train of thought breaks a lot, but I think I just wanted to let it out. I don't really get to talk about these things with anyone because I feel like not a lot of people will understand. Okay, no sadness, happiness. So even just by making this video, this is me being authentic. This is me living my life. No more living a lie, no more living regrets. Showing the world who I truly am, even if it means quitting a high-paying job and making low income through retail, living with parents now, being forced to sacrifice my independence to live with my parents for a moment, and then starting from scratch and not knowing where this health project will go. But it's okay because life is an experiment. Life is a series of experiences for us, and it's a playground for all of us to play, experience, to try out different things. And it's not like the world will come crashing down just because I left my old life. And so what if the world comes crashing down? You know, at the least I got to make my choices to live how I want to live. At the least I have my own sovereignty, my own freedom. This is the way. Okay, I'm gonna end this video. Thanks for watching. If you actually stayed the whole time, I'm actually surprised. I was rambling a lot, but thanks for watching, and I'll be making more videos, both in this channel and in the health channel. I didn't share with you the link of the health channel, and I probably won't, because I'm slowly building it. So you can just stick around with this channel you like or not. But yeah, I'll just be talking more about my progress in life, my thoughts on things, how I'm doing, and go from there. Okay. Bye, everyone.